So what matters most? Because it doesn't all matter the same. You know, I think if we go back to the eons when I first started in sport, and blaming some of our cycling colleagues for this idea of marginal gains was a really prevalent concept. And for mature organizations who have really eked every single ounce out of everything that's out there, then those marginal gains are incredibly important. However, I think if we adopt that mindset without the humility to look at the basics of what we do, then we often miss stuff. It's great to have the latest gadget or to have the latest technology in our business, but if we're not addressing our coaching or our culture or our planning, maybe we're missing some real opportunities that are staring us in the face. So it is important to try to prioritize. What are we going to bet on to create this unique recipe for our club? And I guess that's how I see it. Every club is different. You know, the mix that's applied to the club I'm working with will be very different from Newcastle, for example. It's the mix of factors are going to be different. And I would say that should be the case for every single club. You know, because your identity will be different. Your story, your history will be different. Where you've come from, where you are at the moment will be different. The resources at your disposal will be different. So trying to really think about how do we tweak the mix? What are the areas of our business that we're happy being about as good as everybody else at, or even maybe a little bit worse is sometimes okay? And what are the areas that we're going to spike, that we're really going to dial up and really overinvest time, effort, resources to try and create a competitive advantage? I think for me, that's the real key of this process. It's understanding what matters and doing that collectively. You know, so again, I've certainly done this process on my own, in my own head, written it all down. I thought I was incredibly clever until it hit the reality of other people's ideas. And I recognized then that maybe I wasn't so smart after all. So spending time getting people together and understanding their collective wisdom internally and externally is a really important part of this process. Getting people round the table and starting to discuss what we believe is going to make the difference. And yeah, they are poker chips, and some of those silly little exercises, planning poker, are a great way of helping people conceptualize where am I going to put my chips. You know, so the idea of that session was to have these a myriad of ideas of areas that we could invest in that could be important for performance in building this model. And then by giving everyone a set of chips and then asking them to bet, you create quite a visual idea of, based on scarcity, i.e. chips, what are the things that we're going to invest our time and effort on. Now the chip picture is not the answer, it's the conversation, and the conversation is the most important part of this. So everyone's really feeling like they're contributing and taking some ownership of what goes on here.